What is the one issue, in your opinion, that is not getting the attention that it deserves in this gubernatorial race?
Wow, that's a good question. They all get they all get a fair amount of attention. I think it's government reform. You know, everybody talks about it a little bit, but right now when we've got spending that's going through the roof at the federal level, we've had a budget that even in these tough budget times, the budget of Virginia's gone up about 75% in the last decade, much higher than population inflation. I think people want more accountability, more transparency. They want government to be simpler, more user-friendly, make government a friend and an ally to business and our citizens, not make it an impediment to growth and opportunity. So I've made a big component of my campaign is government reform, audits of major state agencies, spending controls, incentive pay to get managers to be paid according with their performance. I think these things are important. Run government a little bit more like a business so it performs better.
What's a program that's currently not taking place here in the Commonwealth right now that under your administration you would implement?
There are a number of good public-private entities and partnerships out there, faith-based partnerships that I'd really like to see, and particularly in the area of prisoner reentry. I feel very strongly that we do a great job with tough laws cracking down on criminals, and I'm 100% for it. What we don't do is keep people out of prison well. So I would like to see programs like the Prison Fellowship Program and some of these other programs that are aimed at helping prisoners transition to private life and then stay out with a good support system. I think we could do a lot better job at that. It'll cut down on a lot of taxpayer funding prisons going forward if we keep people out of prison. So I'm going to focus on prisoner reentry programs as governor.
Where does the funding come from for programs like that? Where are you going to get it?
You know, a lot of it's completely paid by the private sector. We've talked to some of the people at Prison Fellowship. It's an international organization. It's headquartered in Loudoun County, Virginia, and yet we don't do really anything with them. I think that's a great mistake. They've had terrific success with other states, and virtually all the funding would come from the private sector, from the entity itself. It's a win-win.
What is the look of the Bob McDonnell administration? If you're elected, what is going to make your administration unique, different from all the others?
Well, I think it will be accountability, efficiency, and making sure that the whole mantra of public service is on the lips and the hearts of everybody that works in government. I tried to do that when I was the Attorney General of Virginia. I came in, I said, look, we got tough budget times. We're the state's law firm. Our clients have nowhere to go but you. And what I want you to do is you act like you're in the private sector, like you're competing for business. I'm going to give you high standards. We'll provide the resources that you need to excel. But I don't want excuses. I expect you to excel, get the job done, and make your clients happy. And I'll do the same thing as governor. It's the same philosophy. I've managed in a Fortune 500 company. I've been in the Army. I've been Attorney General. And those same good principles work. You take care of people. You give them incentives. You set high standards. You let them achieve. You stay out of their way, and they'll excel. So you'll see, hopefully, a more user-friendly, simpler, efficient government.
All right. Now here's one. What is the one characteristic that Bob McDonnell has that is going to lead Virginia during the next 4 years if you're elected governor?
Well, I guess there's a couple of them, and it's two sides of the same coin. One is just don't accept excuses. You know, my dad was a military officer, and boy, growing up, I sure didn't get any, they never worked with my dad, and he held me accountable and pushed me to get a good education, and I think, you know, that's helped to make me what I am. The flip side, my mom said, always follow the golden rule. You know, be nice to people. Don't burn bridges. Treat other people the way you'd like to be treated. And so I think that's in addition to all the management training I've had, those things have worked very well together and served me well in public life, and that's the same way I'd help to govern.
What is one thing that Virginia voters don't know about Bob McDonnell?
I was in the Guinness Book of World Records for a while. When I was a young Army officer, I organized a group when I was over in Germany as the platoon leader, and we broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the category of litter carry or stretcher bearing. We carried a 120-pound body for 93.4 miles over 32 hours through the hills of Germany, and we held the record for about 4 or 5 years until it was broken by a Canadian Army unit. So that was fun. We got to say we were best in the world at something for a short period of time.
Well, let's talk about your family. You've been married for 33 years. You have 5 children. What role will your family play in an administration?
I'm very blessed to have 5 kids. I grew up in a big Irish Catholic family. I'm the oldest of 5. My wife's one of 9. I learned teamwork, and I'm teaching my kids teamwork, that there's a bigger goal, and a lot can be accomplished when you think of a goal outside of yourself, and they've learned that. But they give me a lot of tremendous support. They give me a lot of motivation that whatever decision I make, it's not just an academic decision, but my kids, who are all living in Virginia, many of them in public schools, some are out in the workplace, they're going to have to live with whatever decisions I make. So it's personal as well as how it affects the quality of life for 7.6 million Virginians. And of course, they've been great help working on the campaign, being surrogate speakers for me, participating in commercials, and they've been great.
Well, has their opinion changed over the months as the election gets closer of why you're in this and why you're doing it?
A little bit. I mean, and Cree would agree with this as well, that campaigns are, especially a statewide campaign, is very taxing on the family. You're working 7 days a week. You're trying to talk to as many people as you can, talk to them about your ideas, get input, talk to people in the media like this, which is great for me. But it's, at the end of the day, my boys, I've got twin boys that are 17, they just as soon have me home, going to the soccer games, playing golf with them, watching a movie, and I can't do nearly as much of that as I used to before. So it's tough on families, but they understand now that we're in the home stretch, 90 days to go. What I'm pleased about is they really haven't been affected by it, other than they see themselves on TV and they think it's cool, but they just like to be normal kids and grow up and do whatever other kids do.
Last question. Why Bob McDonnell? Why now?
These are some tough times for Virginians. So we've got any number of challenges with the unemployment rate, college tuition doubling in the last decade, people concerned about the fiscal issues, the pocketbook issues, and people need to be inspired that there's going to be an end to this, and we're going to get on with the great days of Virginia, the quality of life and the opportunities to pursue the American dream. We're going to return in a big way. And I've spent all my life in public service. I've been an Army officer, a prosecutor, a legislator, Attorney General. I worked for a Fortune 500 company for 5 years. And so when it comes to managing in these tough times, plus my kids my twin boys with their drivers just got their driver's license, so I can manage in crisis. But I think Virginians want somebody that's got that kind of experience and mettle to lead and to govern and make the tough decisions. I've had to do it as Attorney General in both good times and bad times. But my goal is simply this, is to create a climate in Virginia where the private sector and the free enterprise system can thrive, so more Virginians have more new jobs, more well-paying jobs, and more opportunities for them. That's what every generation of Virginians aspires to, is to maybe leave the place a little better than they found it and have better opportunities than maybe their parents did. And I believe that's what my parents did for me, and I'm going to spend every day thinking about how to promote prosperity and opportunity and the support that goes with it, schools, roads, social services, all the things that makes our quality of life great. I'm going to make it as good as it can for my kids and the kids of all Virginians.
Bob McDonnell, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Lisa. Great to be on with you.
In closing, we would like to thank each of our partners, Virginia Association of Counties, VACO, for bringing the candidates and their ideas to you, Dominion Virginia Power for its outstanding production work, and UNOS for allowing me to interview the candidates. The rest is up to you, the voter, on Tuesday, November 3rd.